Good afternoon, everybody. This is Richie coming at you from the historic Blick Plantation. I'm on the western side of the house, the side that gets all the weather. And I'm looking for paint samples like around in the cracks and crevices. And I got this board here, siding board, that has fallen. And right where it laps over, you can see, I'm going to zoom in. See, there's paint remnants here. So that says that the whole house was painted at one time. I'm going to take you around the front of the house where you can get a little bit better idea of the colors. But anyway, this is the bad corner that's got rot in it that I have to figure out a way to deal with. But I'm going to take you around the corner and show you a couple of more spots that have paint remnants. I noticed it here, right there. And this is the western side of the house. And you see like a peach hue to it, to some of it. So I don't know what the story is. I know there are professional ways that are probably quite expensive to get paint samples and collect them and analyze them and all that. I'd love to do something like that, but there's no budget for that. Here is on the front part of the house, the front western corner, and you can also see remnants of paint, the same colors, like right here. And I'm going to show you a better spot on the front, but that's kind of what I'm looking at. That's a good angle there. And again, these are original 1700s weatherboards, and they're tapered. They're not clapboards. And they have this little edge on them right here that you can see on all the boards. Some are more visible than the others, but this side of the house gets a lot of weather. And I'm just shocked that these are the original weatherboards. And we know that because rosehead nails. Rosehead nails were used in the 1700s and were phased out, and they went to square nails in the 1800s, which are right there. So the siding on this house was double nailed, triple nailed in some spots, and it's going to be quadruple nailed when I get done with it. And I'm going to use another modern nail, so you'll be able to see the 4 centuries of nails on the siding. But a lot of this siding on the western side, you see how it's cupped out? That siding's going to have to come off anyway because it's not weather tight technically. But I'm going to show you the board on the front. So when I was here last time working on the porch and I pulled this tree trunk away, that was up against this board here, the main sill plate. The tree trunk was mounted to that, and I'm just shocked that you can still see where they just cut limbs off and stuck it up against the house. I'm assuming that was a patch job, but you never know. The other side still has a probably an 8x8 or a 10x10 beam that's square, and then the one right here in the middle that's square, that's the main support beam that was in front of the door. But removing those, I was able to take a couple of bad pieces of siding off. They really fell off. And that exposed this seam right here. And this is, the sun's on it perfectly. I'm right underneath the window. Before, we were not able to get up underneath the window like this. But that gives you a better glimpse of how they built the house and the special moldings that they used, which is really cool. But today is the paint color. So when you zoom in on this paint color, I see like a beige or taupe. I see kind of a red brick color, or a peach, something in the red family. But the kind of yellow taupe color is one that I'm interested in personally. I like that color with little bit deeper green, but not too dark. I'm not into the black, really dark stuff, the Charleston greens on the outside. So, but this definitely gives us something to look at when it comes to colors, at least for the layperson. Maybe a professional will have a different opinion. Let me see if I can get it to zoom in here. There we go. That really gives you a good look at that under. So the whiter paint, it looks like it was a cream color, may have been the last color, and it was a white paint under the cream color. And then under the white paint is this red brick color. And I guess it's deeper here. You see that up there? That's underneath the white paint. When I look down here, it looks more peach colored, but I think that's because of the white and the taupe on top, or the whatever color that is, the cream color. The white and the cream combined over top of the red. It's kind of changing it. But if you look up underneath that, which would have been probably the original layer, it is red. And it's definitely a paint. It could be a stain, but I think it's probably a paint. So if any of these historians have information on that, let me know. I'm not sure about painting this house brick red. I think it would look beautiful, but I'm just not too sure about it because I'm worried that it would fade and it would have to be repainted every 7 years or whatever. And Lord, I can't afford to paint it the first time, not to mention every 7 years. So I'm trying to be very mindful of my colors out here. But here you also get a look at how the boards were cut. You see a miscut right here, but they were chipped. Like, I forgot the name of the tool that they use. It's like a, it was like an axe, but they use it to carve out the wood. One of you guys might know the name of that tool, but this is the back side of the wainscoting that's on the main level of the house. And this same coping, you know, the way they chisel it out like that to make it fit flush, that is also underneath all the flooring, at least on the main level. I think it's upstairs too. That's how they leveled wood. Like, they didn't put shims behind everything and all that. They did shim the corners. These are original shims right here on the corner. So they did use shims, but not in most cases. Like on the normal studs, the 2x4s, or, you know, real beefy stuff. But they carved that out by hand. Of course, most of this is hand hewn. But there are saw cut beams. Like this appears, somebody asked me last time, this does appear to be saw cut on this side. This one appears to be saw cut. All the studs appear to be saw cut. This one appears to be saw cut. So the hand hewn seem to be in the flooring system and in the upstairs flooring system as well. But there's your look at the pegs that hold the big corners together. And I'm really amazed the brick is missing down here, right underneath this corner. But it's so well supported with all these cross beams and going in different directions and stuff. This is hand hewn down here, by the way. Look at that. You see the axe marks. See that? And see that right there? So this sill beam is all hand hewn. And that looks to be about a 15-inch by 15-inch beam too. I'll measure it another day. But so the answer to our question of the day is yes. The whole house was painted at one time. And it appears the original color was brick red. But we'll see. And if anybody wants to donate money to have a paint analysis done, help yourself. You let me know and I'll get you a write-off receipt for that. But right now we're just discussing it. I'm nowhere near painting, but I have to plan ahead. Thanks everybody for tagging along. Y'all enjoy this beautiful, beautiful Saturday.